Guys, before we start the episode, we got to figure out ways to get in new people. We got to hit the big time numbers. We got to pull subscribers. We got to pay attention to the YouTube meta. We got to attract in the new folks. I think there's only really one way to do it. What's going on, guys? Today, we're going to be beating some Minecraft world records. And the main problem is that most of the world records have already been done. So we need to come up with new, interesting, exciting, awesome records to smash. Make sure to like, comment, and follow, and subscribe, and do all the things just to keep supporting, because we can break the world record for most Minecraft subscribers. We're only several billion away. The first record, we need to head to the Nether so we can break the world record for the most time spent in a warped forest listening to divorced dad rock because the Endermen remind you of her. We're already crushing these records, so let's hit another one with most Minecraft squid kissed. Cute little goofus. Another record smashed. Wow, what are some challenges? But we're now in the Guinness World of Records. Make sure to like, comment, follow, and suggest more records for me to smash every second. And now to the regular video. God, that felt terrible. Welcome back to another episode of BurgCraft. Today, I am confused. Like, I keep having this problem with this iron farm where for some reason the piston stops updating and then the zombie just hangs out here, and this actually just breaks the farm entirely. I'm not sure why this happens, so I have to occasionally come in here and like update this piston. And now it's working again. Like, it breaks the iron farm and everything. So I'm not sure why that happens, but today, yes, I am confused because I'm currently, as is tradition, experiencing the neurodivergent experience, where I have a whole bunch of things that I want to do and plan, but it's all very much overwhelming about which to do first, right? So right now, I've kind of got like a passion and an idea, and I want to like spend my time kind of working on new farms, coming up with ideas and trying to make them work, right? That's the thing that I want to do. But I keep walking out to this and being like, ugh. And then like walking down these stairs, going through here, which is like nice, fancy. And then and it's rough. It's like I'm like using a Rubik's Cube, but instead of like I'm just like fidgeting with the Rubik's Cube, except one of the sides has no colors, it just has my to-do list on it. But I think I do want to work on this building, just a building around here. I think that's going to help kind of guide. I want to work on a building for this, cover this up, and make this like more like thematically consistent. But I've been doing some planning in my head, right? Like, I'm trying to think of the infrastructure, and I have ideas for like this portal over here. What I would like for this portal to have is like be on like a plinth, and there's like roads that connect it, also going to all the major islands. But I was thinking of like, how's this building gonna look here, right? And if I made this one big building, this would very much intersect with like okay, so traditionally I'd make a big square, right? And the square would go out to like here for the building. So if I followed this road, it would go this way, and then I have a weird angle, or I can make the road straight on by bulldozing this cobblestone farm that's in the way and kind of building the bridge out here straight on, so it had like a proper like walk up to it, right? Then I'm also thinking like something I've actually never done is had buildings with diagonals that just kind of like went along this route. I've never made a diagonal building. How do you make a diagonal building? How do you make them look good? I don't know. I have no idea. It's so many areas of like nerves and expectations and things. I don't know. Maybe this is also the problem. I was like, I'm thinking too hard about it when I would normally just like, oh, just make what you like building. And then I'm also realizing that like at the same time, there's so many other things that also intersect and get in the way, right? Something, and like even on the other side, I go over here, and if I have the same building go around this corner, That goes up to make sure it actually covered the whole building. Like, this would be where the corner is, which is in a gigantic hill, for starters. The power of spite is strong, and I just kind of want this sort of figured out. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to do a little bit of testing, some palette testing of some ideas, and see what comes together and what doesn't. This is the thing, is like, I don't know what I'm doing with builds, right? It takes a lot of testing, a lot of work to figure something out. So I'm just gonna try a few things, and I'll be back with you, either having done that or got distracted and do something else. So, you know. I also think that, like, the ability that I've kind of gained in making farms for materials, the knowledge that I've gained, in a certain sense, it's like super handy, right? There's like a lot of materials that I can't get access to that I wouldn't normally. But at the same time, I think it's deeply broken my brain. Cause like, all right, so like I want to try out some like some of darker colors, right? And that'll fit in with the general aesthetic so far and the surrounding area. And when I think of like hydroponics, I think of dark colors with light highlights. But so I'm like, okay, so I have some cyan dye, some cyan terracotta. I can get white in absurd quantities whenever I feel like it. I also need black dye if I want to make some grays. I'm like, oh, okay, black dye, simple enough. So I guess it means I have to go make a squid farm. No, you don't. You don't have to, I don't have to do that. I can just collect a reasonable amount of black dye that I might need. I don't need infinite. But there's like a part of my brain that's like, oh, that's gonna be really difficult because like I don't have like an infinite supply of it. No, just get whatever you just get a stack. Go punch a squid. That's okay. Everyone like plays Minecraft. This is the normal way to interact with Minecraft. Just go hit a squid. Like I've made a squid ink farm before. I AFK'd it once, and I've not needed to again because it makes so much. It's like, oh, you could just go do that, but I don't have to. Just swim a little, play the game, enjoy yourself. I'll make a farm for this later. And I know in the last section I said unless I get ADHD and go start to like make something else instead of like building that I'm trying to make. But I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be a good boy. All right. And I desperately need to be a good boy for normal reasons. All right. So it's been about 10 seconds since I just said you don't need to make a farm for this. And one thing I have realized that I wanted to go get was basalt. Basalt's really annoying to gather. So I'm gonna go make a basalt generator really quick. That's fine, right? That doesn't make me a hypocrite, presumably. I think this should be an okay thing that I can just make this myself. No problem. I'm pretty sure. Because as soon as you know the concept, then it should be okay, right? Like it should be just all right to just go and make one. Because basalt generators functionally all work identically. It works on the premise that lava flowing between soul sand and ice will make basalt. So you just do that. So I'll make this just a little bit out of the way over here. That's a path. I haven't torched the path to the gold farm. You probably noticed that I have a billion XP. So you could tell I've been using the gold farm. Right. So for this... Okay, so general premise is we're going to have a bunch of copper mine carts. And I'm just gonna take the soul sand. I didn't bring any power that. Oh God, I didn't bring any lava either. I try to like free brain how much resources I'm going to need, and I've never been correct once. I also don't think free brain is a correct phrase, but I don't intend to change now. Hey, Berg, you have a redstone shulker box. that has redstone tools in it. Why don't you bring that with you? No. That would be too fucking wise, apparently. Okay, so now that we have soul sand, we just I forgot you actually have to get rid of the rails when you do this. Okay, now I've actually properly placed. Go. There we go. Now all the soul sand is pushed in to that. So if anything that lands on the soul sand, it'll get picked up very, very quickly. And quick is the name of the game. Like so. And it should work out that if I pour this lava in, does it have to be soul soil? Is that what it is? Investigate. Thankfully, I recently collected several hundred shulkers, it feels like, of soul soil, so I've got a bit laying around. My storage is starting to drive me nuts, too. Like, it's too small. And it's getting disorganized because I'm like, oh, this is temporary, so I just throw stuff everywhere, and I'm like, ugh. Okay, soul soil instead. Does this work? Oh, shit. Holy crap. Yes. Okay, yeah, it had to be soul soil. That was the problem. Well. Then if I'm just like so. Wrap it up. Spawn proof the top. Okay, haste on. So now we show up here and just... Oh, it's good. You can just... Oh, shit. Whoops. Ah, fuck. You know, I shouldn't have broken that block because now this is kind of stuck out here. I wanted to see if I could get, like, closer in. But I wasn't thinking. And, so now I can just run more basalt, but I also have this. I can't push it back in. So this is just like this now, I guess. I could take it apart and fix it, but if I don't think I can... Can I break it? Kinda. Still works. That's fine. We'll keep it a little bit jank. I just literally just stand there for a second too. I just get like... You just get so much basalt from these. And that's huge. That's very handy. This is much more bearable than going into actually going into a basalt delta and doing something. He's like, yeah, there's a bunch of basalt right here, and I'm making basalt in a basalt delta. But, you know... I just broke the ice. It's crazy. The incompetence is crazy. Just look straight and not up. It's not complicated. Okay, now I can actually use this as like a test block for some of my building ideas. Editing Berg coming back here up to the Basalt Generator, realizing that I made part of it and didn't say anything about it. You saw that the minecart fell out and was just kind of hanging out here. I actually did rebuild it. I picked up the lava. I pushed the soul sand back in underneath the trapdoor. You can see the minecart there. Opening that apparently let the minecart out a little bit. Didn't think that would happen, but I just wanted to be able to get closer to it, and now I can. I never acknowledged that I fixed this, but I did fix it, and that's how it looks now, and everything's working, and life is good. These things are just, like, incredibly productive. Like, I went for 5 minutes and AFK'd it. And, like, these hoppers are just, like, full. And, like, it's you can mine it faster than hoppers can even pick up. Some of the, like, I've seen advanced designs here and there about these sorts of things that are, like, It's like, oh, I attached this other farm that feeds you experience automatically so you can AFK it overnight. And I'm like, no, just do it in little bursts. They make so much, you don't, if you need that much, then you got other problems, all right? Anyways, I have some basalt now, so I can go try that out. I came back up because I was gonna grab some coral to try something, so I was gonna get some resource materials. I thought about this. I made this beacon here for the Basalt Generator. I have a beacon right there. It's right there. It's meters away, and I literally didn't notice it. Jesus, man, I'm fucking my heavens to Betsy. And now that that's done, it's time to actually do what I was supposed to be doing this entire time, which is trying out some palettes and some ideas for the building surrounding the villager crop farm. Trying to go for a dystopian hydroponic building feel sort of thing. So we're going to get to that, where I was testing a few things. This is also actually, once again, editing Berg, because I am a dingus, and I did 0% transition before I started testing stuff to see if it would work. And you're going to come in, and it's going to be something that I figured worked out really well, and I liked it, and that's where that is. Look at this. So I've been working on a few different testers. I think I'm liking this. I tried to go for the diagonal build like I was talking about. I can't do it. I can't manage it. I don't think I'm at that stage yet in my building career to do something brave like that. But I've been, oh, nope, round, okay. Working on this. Since I want this to be like, what is the word I struggle with this every single time? Hydroponics kind of feel, right? This place is growing the different crops and things that you wouldn't be able to normally get. And so I do kind of like this. It's kind of showing the weird plants. Got this going on. Putting some weed in there. The only thing, though, that I've managed is, like, I really like this. And I think I'm going to continue it and, like, try to make that to be, like, at least the theme for the street level part where I'm at. I've not been smart in my material choice. So we have end rods. Don't have that many of them. We have coral. Nice. That's really convenient. Setting this up, really cool. But also the most fucking annoying process on the planet to try to get these like little baskets. And the outside is mushroom stem. I've picked every single annoying ingredient I think humanly possible. I'm astonished. I'm astonished that that's what's happened. But I like it. So that's how that's gonna go. I'm doing this at night in the rain, by the way, because I like how it pops at street level. Go sleep. It still pops. Even still, like it's pretty bright, kind of draws your attention. Like the artificial, it looks like artificial UV lighting kind of thing, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm thinking of kind of carrying this along for like the walls in some of the areas, because I don't really think it makes sense maybe like in this back area, right? Like when this back is covered, I don't think necessarily having like windows to showcase the design and like the plants really makes a whole lot of sense. But for this part, I'm digging. For this side over here, I'm digging it. I'm liking it. So I think I'm gonna continue with this, extend it outwards, and do a little bit more planning and see what we can't manage. I do have a way to like kind of farm these. It's a little bit low tech. So I have this kind of goofy little spot right here. Just this little cobblestone setup. This is just to make sure, basically, grow. And that cobblestone reduces the height, so I can actually, like, get it. Silk touch the stems. Fortune or silk touch the rest to get more mushrooms. And just repeat. So it's not impossible to get the mushroom stems, but I have signed myself up for an obnoxious process to finish this building. But I like the bougie materials, what can I say? I have fancy tastes to my own detriment. Coral's also annoying to get, but Well, I'm just cursed to use the fancy materials and see what happens. Okay, still been trying to figure out things and work out dimensions and whatnot. I've added this extra window with some furnace minecarts to make a little bit of a different kind of little stack there. Trying to plan this out, right? So I'm thinking like entryway here to go in, get to the chests. But I realized when I made like kind of the corner, because I still want to have like an alleyway down this way. Temporary furnace is also in the way, which is profoundly obnoxious. This is the problem with like I know this is fine, but what always happens to me is I always find this like one spot to put like a day one farm or a machine or something I can kind of work with, and I have to move it. And I have to move it repeatedly. I'll be like, because I'm going to move this, I'm going to find another temporary place to put it, and that's also going to be in the way until I actually like put it where it's supposed to be. And then I get caught up in the other thing. I'm like, well, I could just put it in the permanent place, but then then I gotta go down. I gotta start. Oh, I hit what button have I hit? Okay, everything's fine. Well, then I have to go down and like because I want to have the furnace hooked up here, but I gotta make sure the storage is in the right spot. And it's just like it activates a long line of a million things just immediately again. So it's rough. It's rough to build. So I think I'm kind of working this out. I'm gonna just keep making a little bit, some more progress here and there, and try to figure out some ideas. Okay, I'm gonna go back to building. Guys, I don't think this isn't supposed to happen. This isn't how this looked. I think there might be a problem with this footage a little bit. It's gone wrong. I'm currently being rattled by indecision. So I've added a little bit more. Nice flowers and some more. It looks like it's growing stuff. And I've made the road go over here because my idea is that like here in this little cubby is going to be like a house, Percival. But I've run into a point of indecision where, in order to cover this building, to cover this farm, the walls are going to have to come out so far. And I'm like, do I dig this up? Like, it would have to be dug up to here, plus more because of the road. Or do I keep it like it goes into the hill? Then what's the roof gonna look like? Or what's the rest of the building gonna look like? I'm genuinely I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what the best course of action here is. I've also realized, so I've had this like idea of like this as being like the doorway, either side for optimal entry. But like I've looked at how the interior is gonna end up looking. This is my space where the chests are currently. Because I have this grass here because there's water under the terracotta so that the sugarcane can grow there, or at least can be planted. I think that looks kind of nice. I'm a fan of that. There's not a whole lot of space. By the time I get, like, I could replace this with wall, but it'd be a flat wall, and I don't know how big to make it. Do I just move the storage? Do I just put that somewhere else? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe replace some of this with like a staircase going up. So it's like a road that goes up to this part of the hill. Because that's something you see, like the building kind of washes behind stairs, and then it kind of goes up a little bit taller. I don't know. I don't know what to do, and I don't have the decision-making prowess currently. to figure that out. I genuinely don't know what to do with. And I don't know what to do on this side either, because I kind of run into the same problem. Where to cover it, the building would have to go out to here. So I dig down to make sure that it's flat on this side. I think this is going to be a revisit kind of problem. One of the things that I'm definitely running into as a bit of a problem, I think, too, is like it's the problem of comparison, right? Of like, how do other people make videos, essentially? Like, what do they do? Back in the day, this is what I've been able to determine from my not anthropomorphic. That would imply I was doing furry research, which is true, but not related to the story. The anthropological research that I've been doing is that, like, back in the day, a lot of videos would be like, oh yeah, I'm just playing, I'm working on this. Is it done? No. And that's fine. And there's still some people who do videos out there like that. But a lot of the time, the videos are very much like, I did this. Here's the finish. This was the project. And I'm like putting that pressure on to complete things, and I'm not 100% certain if that's gonna be like right for me, you know? Where it's like I'm already living the neurodivergent experience quite heavily. Is it appropriate for me to be like, oh, you need to finish the specific tasks that you've started on, when I don't do that in real life? Maybe I gotta adopt the mindset, the right mindset. God, I have to adopt the mindset that I put into my regular life. And I guess as well as like the way that I actually end up playing when I'm, not recording and I'm not doing this for content. Which is I just wander off. I just do random stuff, whatever ends up feeling right. And you know what? Maybe that's what the decision is. The decision isn't whether or not to dig out the hill and the options that presents us with. Maybe the sentence is the words we find along the way. Maybe I have to be more accepting of the person I am today and follow my heart. And finish that when I actually come up with good ideas, which I don't have currently. Oh, the shader pack makes the turnips wiggle. Oh, that's weird. So maybe it's instead better to wait until the inspiration hits. This is what I actually do, by the way, most of the time when I'm playing. I'm not directly working on anything. Like, having a lot of farms and stuff basically means that a lot of my Minecraft time when I'm thinking is just sort of like doing maintenance, engaging in machines, I don't have time to build. I'm breeding the cows. I'm rubbing the farms. The other thing I am concerned about too when it comes to like building new farms is that since I've changed my mind so often about what's going where and what's going to happen, that like things are getting in the way. Like the storage there, that's in the way. For the plans for like how this is going to end up functioning for the building, this is in the way. I got to build a new one. Got to tear that down, start over. I had to move the furnace already. The furnace was here. The smelter, not the furnace. You know what I mean. So it's the next day. I was laying in bed thinking about builds like a normal human being would. And in my life, the story is that I've made some like large decisions and just sort of just went full into them. That's kind of the way I do everything a lot of the time. Like, I got accepted into a school, I moved across the country for it. I got a job, moved across the country for it. You do stuff, just see what happens. You got YOLO, as the kids would say several years ago who are now adults. But, I'm unusually worried about making decisions in Minecraft. And it doesn't matter. I was sitting here like, oh, do I build this up? What do I do over here? What's going on? Just do something. Just do something and see if it looks good. If it doesn't, you can fix it. It's literally Minecraft. The stakes could not be lower. So I am just gonna do stuff and see what happens. And hopefully it looks nice. And if it doesn't, then I'll fix it. Indecision can be beaten. We can just do it and see if it's ugly. And I did. I took a lot of executive decisions, digging out a lot of hills, building this road up here towards the bee farm, digging out and just trying some stuff, trying out building a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get a wide angle of everything, but there's just so much that it's hard to kind of get it. And also, I was kind of all over the place. Like one time, I ended up digging the road a block lower. There's a lot of flying around and just sort of seeing. I've dug out towards where the cobblestone is. You can see me building the wall that's going to be the bounds. Still don't, there's things I'm just still not 100% sure on, but I just wanted to do stuff and just see how it looked. And so far, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy with how it's ended up looking and coming together. Realizing that this is going to be a gigantic project that's going to take a lot longer than I expected. Because I did all of this and it's not anywhere close to the whole thing, and eventually ran out of materials. So that is not promising. Okay, so progress is being made. I'm gonna have this earmarked as like the entrance to go in here. Whatever happens in there, I don't know. I've dug away this hill so that the building would go here. I'm thinking road going here. But then we run into the area of not sure. I've kind of earmarked this as this is the kind of the boundaries where the outsides of the walls are going to be. So a couple things. A, I have run out of deep slate. That's a problem because I'm using it pretty heavily here. That's problem A. Problem B, I've run out of mushrooms. And mushrooms are going to take 1,000 years to get what I need because I don't make good decisions. So other things I'm also running into. I'm thinking this road continuing, going down this way. But I would like it to kind of go out here, over this way, through where there's currently a cobblestone generator. And then come out here to go to a bridge that would go to the portal. And mind you, I can fly, but this is about the feel of the area. So the things that are in the way, cobblestone generator, that's one. And then also I'm thinking about, okay, what do I do with the grass that's up here, the land here? And I'm thinking because it kind of like it goes up here, right? In this area. Road would kind of cut through like this, bring that all down. And I think it might actually be beneficial to dig out this section and make it so that, like, there's a building around it, but like the ground floor was down to here. So that would give room to expand the storage and make some crafters and things. Because the other option is like I move it. I do want to make a different iron farm just so I can, right? Just to see what the experience is like and can I manage it. With more modules, make it look a little bit nicer. But the other thing is that this is also it is a functioning villager breeder. And I've got all these villagers down here in this hole. Got villagers in this hole here still. I'd have to do something with them. There's a couple even over here hanging out with this pig. Yeah, because the pig made them not grow up correctly to go into the rest of them. So I'm not 100% sure on that about what is going to be the right thing to do. But the idea of spending a lot of time dealing with mining more deep slate is rather unappealing to me. I think it's time to follow the neurodivergent brain. I've kind of messed up my little spot here, by the way, because of the staircase. I think it's time to follow the neurodivergent brain. Because this is where I've been getting my deep slate, and I've just been getting it manually, right? And I've just dug this out as my, and then you can see all my little branch mines going out in all the directions, looking for diamonds and things and assorted. I think it's time to build a tunnel bore. Tunnel bores are good because you get so much deep slate from it. And I could use just 1 billion deep slate. So I'm going to be using it for literally everything. But I want to make a tunnel bore I haven't made before. If we check in on the Forever server really quick, Now this is a tunnel bore that I've built before. If you're not familiar with tunnel bores, this is it. This is a long contraption that duplicates TNT and throws it forward and moves the entire contraption forward by one. This is a Ilmango's, I believe. Classic, fantastic machine. Big fan of it. And just through a simple press of a button, we have an unreasonable amount of deep slate we can pick up. Some of it gets destroyed, and that's okay. That's not the end of the world. But like I'll spend time here. I'll go through and I'll like have hitboxes on and just like oh, I can get so many of this and that. And I'm also like, you also go through and you're looking for ores, right? Silk touch to get the regular deep slate because you can't get the cobbled ones this way. And by the time I've come down here, I'm at the other side. And we keep moving forward. This is an incredibly effective way to get your diamonds, to find gold and redstone and tough and just everything you want down here. I do have a couple of downsides, and that's primarily where, well, A, it's the build complexity. I made this a couple times and it exploded, so I messed it up. And the other downside I have to it is actually where I've built it. I built it down pretty close to what is like the most like the thickest diamond level. And that's pretty good. But what that also means is that's also lava lake level. So we have this here as example, which I had to gravel off because if you run into lava, that's a problem. But that actually extended out like this whole way. This whole area was lava lake. And that's the downside to building it this low. So it was actually really inconvenient and slowed me down. That's why the tunnel is so short. I would like to not have to do that. So I'm thinking I'm gonna build it up a little. I'm gonna build it higher, a few Y levels higher, so that I don't run into that problem. And otherwise, I think this is great. But I wanted to try to build something a little different this time. I don't want to just build the same machine when I could build a different one and get more experience. What I would like to build instead is this on this. I am currently sitting on the world download for BurgCraft Season 10. And this is the one I would like to build instead. This is Doc's new tunnel bore that he came up with. And I want to give this a go. Because look at it, it's alarmingly compact. It's only too tall. And like it works just as well. So I want to kind of give this a go. Yeah, so the activations is a little bit funkier. And he's got an attachment for his mob switch of just a bunch of loose wardens. Which I'm not, no. I'm good. Maybe in the future. But this one, you know, same premise. Similar kind of timings. And I would like to try to build this. Now, the one thing that is true, though, when I look at this kind of thing, is I look at it and I'm like, what in the world? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't look at this and be like, oh, of course. You know, like this just functionally makes 0% sense to me. It's kind of overwhelming just with the amount of blocks and the density and the directions and stuff. So I'm kind of thinking, but also at the same time, I could make a schematic with this, right? I could just use Lightmatica and just do that. But I think that would kind of defeat the purpose in the sense that I wouldn't actually come closer to understanding how it works, what goes where and does what sort of thing. Like I functionally get it. I get the premise, but I don't understand what each piece is doing, and I'd want to understand what each piece is doing. So I think I'm literally going to rely on screenshots and just try to recreate it and see what happens and do a lot of back and forth. And maybe that'll be stupid. Or it'll work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So let's take a quick look. I'm going to take a quick look, make some screenshots, and kind of make my way back to my own world. One thing I've actually forgot to point out is that one of the first things that you have to do when you're making one of these is you have to essentially clear out the space that's going to take up where the tunnel bore is going to go, right? And the easiest way to do that, the fastest way, ironically, is to make yourself a smaller tunnel bore and dig out a spot. So I think that's what's going to be in the episode today. I think that's a reasonable workload. So right now what I'm doing is this cave is at, it's at bedrock. That's a little low. I want to get it so that my floor is at -50, which is this block here. And that should make it so that should give me enough space so that I can... Ow, fuck. This will give me the opportunity to make it in a way that doesn't immediately... No, I got hit with that gravel, and that just like hit a switch in my brain and shut it off. 50 will help me avoid the lava lakes, so I can get a lot of deep slate. At the pace I'm going, the diamond efficiency isn't super relevant, so that'll be okay. But I still do need to make a pretty substantial size initial hole for the tunnel bore, and I only know how to make the small version of the one I've already built before, so I'm going to put that in here. What I should have done before I started digging was figure out what dimensions it needs to be. I should check that in advance, like height and, well, this actually will be a pretty good amount of deep slate just starting this. But this is even more of the neurodivergent experience, because I'm putting all this stuff and I'm like, oh, this will actually make it so I have enough deep slate. I can go back to the building that I was making, even though I was just like, oh, let's go figure out this tunnel bore. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to work on this and clearing out a little space to work and to build a mini tunnel bore. And then once that's set up, the space is cleared out, we'll be back. I'm digging a hole. That's kind of it. I don't really know what to put in this, but I feel like it's integral to include the process of clearing out the space. You need the space because you need a starting point to build the tiny machine that digs out a larger space to build the giant machine that digs out a lot of space. But this is the most profound. This is an hour and a bit of time, and my hand was getting tired from holding down left click, and that doesn't speak to tedium. That means that I'm a baby. But that's filling the time for this time lapse. Is this entertaining for me to speak through? I don't know. God, what a tedious process. I got all the dimensions and I've carved out a space. It's a little bigger than what I need to get started on this. Oh my god, it takes a lot of time. And it doesn't help, right? It's not super interesting just digging out just an absurd amount of deep slate. And an alarmingly little amount of it was tough that I could insta-mine. It doesn't help going through the neurodivergent experience conversation, which was just repeatedly being, I guess I gotta go work on this building because, I'm really dedicated. I want to get something that looks nice to build that. That's going to be really awesome. That's stupid as hell. You need materials. Go build something else. Build a farm. Go on. All right, okay. Well, I made a tunnel bore. I'm just digging out the spot to make this farm. And so, are you stupid? Get back to building. You have all the deep slate you need. Come on. What's wrong with you? So that's annoying as anything. Oh, it's dark in here. It's dark in here. It's dark in here. The space is made, and now it's time to make the first the first tunnel bore, which is a mini. You need the mini to dig out the space so you can make the large one. So we make a tiny tunnel bore that we can use to dig out enough space to make the bigger one. So we just need a few blocks here and there. How much of them, I don't remember. And we'll make the mini one, and we'll check back in when that's completed. Ironically, this did not take me that long to put together because I had, not only from the sheer repetition of the smaller version is just the same as the bigger version that I showed earlier, but just smaller. But I had to rebuild it so many times when I built it the first time from it exploding that I can just lock in and kind of finish this really quickly. It's complicated. The first time I ever put it together, it took me ages, it felt like, but this only took me like 20 minutes. And it's literally just because I failed so many times. I got so familiar with the build structure. And I think that me saying I'm really familiar with it's going to be funny soon. So we head up here. We will notice this will be cleaned up. Tiny tunnel bore has been created. And I left just the right amount of space. I believe this is all good. I need to put the lights in front. I want the lights in front. But the crazy thing is that building this actually took less time than it takes me to hollow out the tunnel for it. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. And the only reason is because I'm so I don't have it memorized, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm so familiar with it and like the specifics about like, observer placements and getting all these things in the right spots that it didn't take me that long at all. The lights in for a little bit of spawn proofing. I made this a little bit wider than I needed to, but I'd rather be safe, if I'm honest. Now there's a couple things. There's only a couple things remaining. And this is gonna be the first test. I don't know if this works yet or if I've made a mistake. And I think it's a treat if you haven't experienced it to be here during whether or not this explodes. So we need to load the TNT. The weird thing is that these TNT tubers, they're gonna the first hit, they're gonna condense to activate, and then they'll be ready to go. And then it'll be the second hit is when we know that it's working. The checks and balances are in, and there's really only one thing for it. It's time to see what happens. Get a nice bird's eye view here. Oh no, we need this. Just in case it goes catastrophically. Okay, that means everything has moved forward. TNT dupers are squished and ready. This all looks fine. That all worked. We've moved ahead a block. Do a quick count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Should be just enough. Ugh, I'm nervous. Okay, so sit rep. The machine, I didn't make part of it right. Oh no, what did I not do correctly? It was just the last one. It was literally the very last TNT duper that didn't go off. Well. Okay, let's just retorch up. Let's get the materials. This is expensive. These are expensive machines to make. Looks like everything here went forward. Everything went forward. So something just didn't trigger properly. Good thing I have this. Let's go check the replays. Okay. I want to see if there's anything I can spot off the bat that would indicate to me why this didn't work. And looking off the bat, no, there's nothing I can really spot as to why this didn't function properly. So the first hit goes. Okay, so everything's together. Duper's activated. Everything here is lined up. This is all looking good. Just check down below. Down below looks fine. When I see it, I'm going to shit myself because I know it's going to be something really obvious and kind of painful. It's like, oh, how did you not see this? Oh. Okay, so the problem is that this back here somewhere. If we look at this side, right? TNT lands on it as it's supposed to. And then the bottom bar of slime bounces up and it hits this to go forward, right? Boink and out. Over here, it gets pushed, but there's no... Oh. Why has that happened? This is the easiest part of the circuit. Like, this isn't a complicated thing. It bounces up when it gets pushed forward because these detect. This detects and powers the piston. There's no shot I place these observers backwards. They're powering this observer and they're supposed to be powering this piston. I messed up immediately. Both of them are in the wrong direction. These are facing east like they're supposed to. This is facing west. Oh, that's a devastating mistake. It really it destroys the whole... By the way, I have to restart. I have to redo this entirely. But thankfully, I'm so good from this exploding all the time. So, I have to clean up everything and just start from scratch, basically. Well, I guess I'm just gonna be here cleaning this up and then rebuilding it. So that's pretty solid. Well, okay, so I'm building it again. And you might notice that this time lapse looks a lot like the first time I built it. It is actually different because it's slightly faster. And you can tell the damage and the shame from the hole that's in the floor. But I have nothing to add that I didn't say already. So I'm just hoping it doesn't blow up again. Please, for love of God. Okay, we are at attempt number 2. I wonder how many tunnel bore time lapses will occur in this video. It's looking a little bit dicey because I finished the time lapse when I finished the build, and just before I hit record for this, I noticed a mistake and fixed it. So, not looking promising, but the observers are all facing the correct direction, so if it blows up, it will not be the same reason as last time. And that's what I call progress. So, let's see. Flashbacks on. I'm looking, and it looks fine to me. There's no bits that look out of place. Nothing looks missing. I think we're good. First one to lock it. All right, we're in. Those all went up. Dupers are together. All right. Here's the moment. Oh, I'm not looking at it anymore. Okay, try again. TNT lit. And it launches. Okay, already we're making progress. Let me just grab all of this. I need this material desperately. Okay. So we've not blown up immediately, but I've also had it where it's blown up a couple in. Like it took a couple hits, but then it was wrong. So I think we're in business. Nothing's out of whack yet. It's still working. So this is going to be good to just sort of, I'm just going to have this go, you know, then it'll dig out the tunnel for me for the bigger one. So that's going to be super exciting. Mission accomplished, and it only blew up once. So that's huge. Small victories. I think that's what we're going to call the episode. This is a lot of great progress, even though I didn't finish the projects, right? The tunnel bore project, that's one machine done, but that's going to dig out the space to make the bigger machine. This isn't done, but it's huge progress. And I'm adopting the lifestyle of progress, but not necessarily finishing. Because these are big. This building is gigantic compared to little tiny houses and stuff. Gotta give myself a little bit more time, a little more credit to come up with things and do stuff. But this is gonna let me get a lot more materials. And that's really exciting. So once again, thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully, one of the things I've also spent some time figuring out is YouTube streams, multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So whenever I actually end up streaming again, that'll hopefully happen here as well. So keep an eye out for that by ringing the bell. Who knows when I'm going to do that? I'm honestly not sure myself. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye.